Lucy and Kim lost at sea.
Lucy and Kim lost at sea.
The day Tommy asked RK5
That day, Tommy and RK5
to take him and his friends to Australia became a horrible day. Something went wrong. Tommy and RK5 were transported to the planet Borth. Sam found herself in a dry, hot desert. Andy ended up in a cold, snowy place. But none of them knew where the others were. When the smoke cleared, all Lucy could see was water. She was on a tiny island. It was only as big as her front yard at home. The island was bare, except for two palm trees and a seagull on a rock at the water's edge. Lucy heard a noise from behind the palm trees. When she looked, she saw it was Kim. Poor Kim was sitting against one of the trees, crying her eyes out. Kim heard Lucy approach and looked up. Her tears. The day Tommy asked RK5 to take him and his friends to Australia became a horrible day. Something went wrong. Tommy and RK5 were transported to the planet Borth. Sam found herself in a dry, hot desert. Andy ended up in a cold, snowy place. But none of them knew where the others were. When the smoke cleared, all Lucy could see was water. She was on a tiny island. It was only as big as her front yard at home. The island was bare, except for two palm trees and a seagull on a rock at the water's edge. Lucy heard a noise from behind the palm trees. When she looked, she saw it was Kim. Poor Kim was sitting against one of the trees, crying her eyes out. Kim heard Lucy approach and looked up. Her tears immediately turned to smiles. What happened? I thought I was here alone. Where are the others? Kim asked. Lucy told her that something must have gone wrong. It was just the two of them on the tiny island. Kim started to cry again. Crying won't help, said Lucy. We have to think of what to do. We can't do anything. This is a tiny island. There's no land in sight, and the sky is purple, Kim cried. Lucy agreed that they couldn't get off the island on their own. But she thought that they could attract attention and get someone to rescue them. What do you have in your backpack? She asked Kim. Both girls emptied their backpacks. They spread out all their possessions on the sand under the palm trees. Kim had a magazine, a pack of chewing gum, a plastic rain jacket, 2 tennis balls, half of a ham and cheese sandwich, and a bottle of water. Lucy had a bug collecting kit, a science textbook, 2 pens, a chocolate bar, and a bottle of water. These things are of no use,
Of no use,
said Kim.
said Ted.
We can't make a raft with these.
With these.
No, we need to make a
We need to
signal
make
to
a
get
signal
someone to
get
rescue us,
someone to rescue
replied
us,"
Lucy.
replied Lucy.
We could write a note
We could
and
write a note
send it out to
and send
sea
it
in
out
my
to
water
sea
bottle,
in my water
suggested
bottle,"
Kim.
suggested Ken.
It would take too
It would
long
take
for
too
someone
long
to
for
find the
someone to
bottle.
find the bottle.
It might
It
never be
might
found.
never be found.
We must think
We
of a
must
quicker
think
way
of
to
a
be
quick-
rescued,
Way to be
said
rescued,"
Lucy.
said Lucy.
If we had matches, we could make a
We
fire.
could make a fire.
We could start a fire
start
by
a
burning
fire
my
by
Top
burning
Pops
my Top
magazine
Pops magazine.
and then add those
And
dried up
then
palm
add those dried up
leaves, said Kim.
palm leaves, said Ken.
Great idea!
Great idea.
Someone will see the smoke and rescue us. We don't need matches. I have a magnifying glass in my
magnifying glass in
bug
my
collecting
bug
kit.
collecting kit.
We can start a
We can
fire with
start a
that,
fire with
said
that,"
an excited
said an
Lucy.
excited Lucy.
The two girls
The two
tore up
girls
Kim's
tore up
magazine
Kim's
and piled
magazine
dry palm
and
leaves on
piled
top.
Dry palm leaves on top.
Lucy used her magnifying
used her
glass to
magnifying
direct the
glass
heat
to
of the sun on
Direct the heat of the sun
to the paper.
into the paper.
They tried and
They
tried,
and
but
tried,
it didn't
but
work.
it didn't work.
The paper's too
paper
shiny
is
and
too
thick,
shiny and
observed Kim.
Observed
We
Ken.
need to use some
We need to
pages
use
from your
some
science
pages from your
textbook.
science textbook.
I can't destroy my school book.
I can destroy my school book.
I'll get into big
I'll
trouble,
get into big trouble,
said Lucy.
said Lucy.
You are already
You are
in big
already
trouble.
in big trouble.
If you don't use
you
those
don't
pages,
use those
you may
pages,
never see
you may
school
never
again,
see
said
school
Kim.
again, said Kim.
Lucy agreed,
Lucy agreed.
and they tore a
And they
few
tore a
pages
few
from
pages
Lucy's
from
science
Lucy's
textbook.
science textbook.
It worked.
It worked.
The paper smoked
paper smoked
and then flamed.
And then flamed.
Within a few
Within a
minutes,
few minutes,
the palm leaves
the
caught
palm leaves
fire,
caught
and
fire,
thick smoke
and thick
drifted
smoke
up into the
drifted
purple.
It up into the
Sky.
purple sky.
Their plan
Their
worked
plan
very
worked
well.
very well.
Within 5
Within
minutes,
5 minutes,
they saw 4
they saw
jet skis
4
approach the
Jet
island.
skis approached the island.
They jumped
They
up and
jumped
down,
up and down,
shouting and waving at their rescuers. But their excitement was short-lived. The jet ski riders were short, ugly-looking creatures. They roughly grabbed the two girls and tied each of them onto the back of a jet ski. One of the creatures shouted out something the girls didn't understand, and off they went, speeding across the water. While Lucy and Kim were on the island, Tommy was with Aplixa in her rainforest treehouse. How can you help me find my friends? Tommy asked Aplixa. They could be anywhere. They are nearby.
No, nearby.
They are here on board, replied Aplixa. I think each went to a different habitat tower. I imagine that evil Oznox's guards have captured them by now. Aplixa explained to Tommy that Oznox had a place to hold prisoners near his Quishore base. The cell was smaller than his base, but also made of Quishore. Let's go then, said Tommy.
said Tommy.
Let's rescue them.
Rescue them.
Not so quick,
so
young
quick.
human, said
Young
Aplixa.
human, said Aplixa.
It's not going to be
It's not
easy.
going to be easy.
We must have a
must
good
have a
plan. Aplixa explained
Aplixa
that
explained
Osnox
that Osnox
probably had many
probably
soldiers
many
guarding the Quishore cell.
Guarding the Quishore
Tommy
cell.
had only
Tommy had
Aplixa,
only Aplixa,
RK5, and RK9 to help him. Aplixa suggested that they could surprise Osnox. He would not be expecting them to rescue the captives. We need to see the Quishore cell before we make a final plan, said Aplixa. But we have to be very careful. Aplixa took the lead through the forest.
Aplixa took the lead through the forest.
Tommy was about to complain that they were walking too slowly when Aplixa stopped. We are quite near. We should continue in the trees, said Aplixa. They climbed to the top of the nearest tree. They went on, swinging on vines from tree to tree as Bongo might have done. Aplixa stopped on a big branch. She waited for Tommy to catch up. She pointed to a clearing in the forest. Tommy saw a transparent Quishore ball. Inside it, he saw his friends. Are they all there? Asked Aplixa. I see Sam, Andy, Lucy, Kim, and my dog Taffy, he answered. But I don't see Bongo the monkey. There's also somebody there I don't recognize. That's my assistant, Wasnas, she replied. They counted 20 guards. Each held a large spear. The guards encircled the Quishore ball. We must now go back to my treehouse and make a plan, whispered Aplixa. Before they left, they checked Osnox's base. They could see the evil leader inside. Everything seemed to be quiet. He's probably working on a plan to catch us, said Aplixa. Tommy and Aplixa were deep in thought as they walked back to the treehouse. Each was trying to think of a way to get the captives out of the Quishore cell. A loud snapping startled them. Before they knew what was happening, they were jolted into the air. They were hanging upside down in a large net made of thick rope. There was no way out of it. To be